Previously on Transform and Rollout Reforged.
Wield me, baby.
Okay. Plus dex, whatever this is, plus 3.
Whoa, D&D after dark.
Holy shit. I just rolled a 19. Plus 3, that's 22. That's a 22.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of here for it, Frank.
So, like, think about it this way. If we do this in the ancient past, right? Like, we kill a god by shooting you into the... Like,
Yeah.
So then, like, 50 years after G1, when Combiner Wars takes place, how poetic is that you kill me, finally, with Prime wielding you as a gun? That'd be so cool.
Oh, man.
I had to change that curse word, but now it's better.
Well, now it has to be canon, DM. We can't break this canon now that it's been created in this set.
Canon. Are there any other minions of his that are in the immediate area that require dispatching?
None that want to mess with you.
Oh, good. I'd like to mess with them, though.
And in robot mode, hovers downwards on a diagonal and uses his turn to speak.
It's always a hover on the diagonal with this guy.
Damn straight. It's the name of my first album. Starscream, hovering on the diagonal. Salvation is here!
Is that 18 total or 18 just the dice roll?
Okay, so that's a 24 then.
It just barely hits.
I'll take that.
Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm sorry, barely hits?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. We're all dead.
This is why we're having D16 fight him and not us.
D16 and Starscream have a chance here. We're just gonna try our
babies,
best.
Man. We're gonna get
We're just
stomped
little
on.
babies. That's why Bloodstorm's not getting within stomping range.
Welcome back to Transform and Rollout Season 4, Reforge, Episode 26. But first, we must introduce our players and characters. So players, here's the plan. Give us a short description on what your character looks like, what happened to them in the previous episode, and how they've overall felt about their journey all the way from their introduction in Episode 2 to now. First up, Kilobyte.
Hi, I'm playing Aqua. He is a 13-foot bot who turns into a speedboat. He is hot pink with some whites, grays, and some neon greens. He has a domed head and a digital face with emojis. Last episode, he joined the fight with Megatronus. Barely did much. I think he destroyed the last helmet and was able to open the Matrix of Leadership and destroy our nemesis. Air quotes. And then after that, after Megatron's, or D16, sorry, not Megatron. Well, he did get the name at the end. Big speech at the end. His journey throughout all of this has been a little kind of overwhelming. He kind of wanted to experience the journey of like finding passion and going to work and do what he wanted to do, which was a scientist and study creatures and animals, and that didn't really happen. He was just kind of fighting for his life. It was like fight or flight. So he still has to carry that burden as he moves forward in life. Hopefully he's not dead.
We'll see. There's still time. Hexamis, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Hex. I'm playing as Spider Bite, obviously by the name, turns into a spider. She is very lithe, a neon pink, a dusty mauve color, and a deep gray. Last we left off, I think Bite was pretty close to getting crushed under some rubble as we were all leaving. And now that the dust has settled literally and metaphorically, I think she's looking for a bit of downtime and sort of wanting to make sure that all her siblings are okay, especially poor Radar, who is still a little itty-bitty as far as I know, protoform, and wants to desperately find Nightspire and reunite with them.
Excellent. Next up, clickbait.
What's up, guys? Clickbait here. I am returning, probably for the last time, as Bloodstorm. She is a big red seeker bot, bright red, with some blue Energon highlights on her. And she, in the last episode, we fought Megatronus, which was super scary. We almost died. And then Starscream, Megatron, and I almost just said Kilobyte. Aqua all joined in the fight and helped us to also defeat Megatronus. And they grabbed Radar's body, and we were running out from under some rubble. And Bloodstorm also almost got crushed. And yeah, stuff is crazy. And she, at the start of this, always thought it would be such a cool thing to join the Rainmakers, and then proceeded to be traumatized for the entirety of the campaign and just trying to stay alive. So I'm excited to see where she goes next.
Fantastic. And Lapis, you have an exception. You have 2 characters, but I want you to focus on Radar for me.
Boy, baby, boy. Well, hi, I'm Lapis. I'm playing both Brushfire and Radar. Brushfire is a 24-foot tall bot with a dark reddish-brown color scheme and rusty splotches dotting his frame, and he turns into an armored truck. And Radar is a wonderful, wonderful, like, just goopy gray right now, because he's a protoform. So, yeah, last session, Brushfire did his best to help with the fight, did quite a bit of damage on Megatronus, but mostly just kind of stuck towards Bite to stay where Radar's body was, and then I ended up carrying Radar's body out when we were trying to escape. But, man, now, for focusing on Radar, from the beginning, yeah, he kind of woke up. He was going to be like an angsty teen and, immediately became Big Brother. So he had one heck of a journey. And, I mean, now he's waking up for the first time, I hope. So we'll see where his story goes. I mean, he just kind of wants to make sure his siblings are okay, I'm assuming. Brushfire is head empty, no thoughts. Baby. That's all from me.
Fantastic. And finally, I'm Onyx. I'll be your DM, your Primus for this final episode of the season. Your god for this, well, for the time being, for whatever time we are allotted on this recording. Welcome to Transform and Rollout Season 4, Reforged. Picking up after the events of the previous episode and the defeat of Megatronus, Starscream and D16, now going by the name of Megatron, amass their Decepticon loyalists and begin to bring what they think is balance to Cybertron, pushing back against the Termagant threat in Crystal City and many others. Bots that left slowly started coming back, and with them Ratbat, whose reign was quickly met with a mysterious end, though some swear a certain blue microset recorder had something to do with it. With a new power vacuum in place, a chance for change was in order. Megatron, with the help of many others, decided to let the fate of the planet's leader be an elected one rather than an appointed one. Which brings us to 1 year after the death of Megatronus, last of the Primes, or so we are told. We will focus on what each of your characters are up to at this point in time. Brushfire, after these events and after Radar was able to get on his feet once again, was placed into rehab and to help him regain his speech and learn more about themselves, since everything has been a mystery to them. A process in which will take a year or so, so we the players don't have to juggle multiple characters. You're welcome. We're gonna start with my sinister favorite character. Not that I choose favorites, but they're my favorite sinister character. I have a favorite sweet character. I have a favorite experimental character. All these fun things. Bloodstorm, you're going to be first. After demonstrating a unique ability during the epic battle that took place last episode, Starscream has brought you in under his wing as one of his seekers and put you in charge of reworking the Rainmakers out of their loyalty to Megatronus and to start a new group in which you will personally lead yourself. Bots who display unique abilities such as yourself. You were also told to train your unique abilities and test out your limits. We will focus on such a scenario. In a lab with a resident medic, Spiderbite, yes, some of these will have multiple characters in it. Okay, now focus. We are in a Decepticon-based lab. Spiderbite has her own Viacon assistant wearing a nurse apron and hat holding a tray of utensils. Bloodstorm, you are standing in the center of the room surrounded by different forms of energon. Directly in front of you is a vial of liquid energon. To your left, energon in its raw crystalline form. To your right, a volunteer of the Decepticon party holding as perfectly still as possible. You have the floor.
That's cool. I'm so excited. Bloodstorm's really excited to have her own little wing of Decepticons to help lead, and she's also really excited about trying to figure out what these abilities are. So I imagine she's probably closing her eyes and trying to see what she feels from each of the different energons before she does anything else.
Okay, pick one and I'll describe.
She's going to try and sense the crystalline energon first.
It feels hard. It's almost like trying to sense nails on chalkboard.
That's such a strange description.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. What about the liquid energon?
It seems sweet, smooth, and relaxing comparatively to the last one.
Okay, feels very harsh and glaring, and then this one's just kind of mellow and chill. That tracks. And then what about the Vehicon, who thinks he's holding entirely still?
It feels alive. You can feel it pulsing. You can feel it racing. You can feel the energon moving through him as if it's alive.
Okay. I think since this, I just imagine she's kind of saying this out loud to Spiderbite as she goes through this, and she's like, okay, I'm sensing this and I'm sensing that. And I imagine the next thing she would probably do would be to try to manipulate the energon in each of its different forms.
Okay.
Kind of like what happened that one time when we were performing surgery on Aqua, and the energon kind of was following what her hand was doing.
Okay. Pick one and describe what movement or action you are doing.
Okay, I think at this point she would open her eyes, now that she's kind of got a feel
Her
on
optics.
it. Optics. She would open... Jeez, so aggressive. I think at this point she would open her optics and probably focus on, at first, the liquid energon, since it seems the most quote-unquote appetizing. And imagine she'd kind of like, as silly as it sounds, reach out her hand, because she's just learning about this. She doesn't look cool doing it yet. She looks a little weird doing it still. And she's would try to like raise her hand or like rotate her hand. She's not trying to do big movements, but she's trying to grasp, like get a feel on like the rhythm of the energon.
When you raise your hand and you're looking at the vial of liquid energon, the liquid pushes up more against the glass facing towards you, creating an obvious decline behind it, almost like it's moving. A little bit of vibrations are moving through the liquid themselves, like footsteps near water.
And I imagine she would kind of has her like palm extended, and then I would imagine she would slowly curl it into a fist with the thought in her head of kind of pressing things in and kind of condensing, like adding pressure.
The glass breaks and the liquid drops.
Oh, I broke it. I broke it. She would just kind of blink and like look at it.
As you're doing this, the volunteer Decepticon is looking very nervous.
I feel like that's fair. That's fair. Now that she has her fist still clenched, I feel like she would kind of loosen it into like a looser fist or like a more cupped palm and kind of like raise her hand back up again.
The energon begins to ascend.
That's so cool. I think now she might, unless there was like anything else, I think that would probably be it. Would just be kind of like controlling it where it's at. I feel like she'd be so excited about that she would probably forget to do anything with the crystal energon and just turn to the poor vehicle.
Who looks scared out of their mind, by the way.
And just, she's not trying. He's helping. Like, she's not crazy. They're just testing things. He did volunteer for this, by the way. He did volunteer for this.
Volunteer is a strong word, but yes.
Well, okay. I don't know who volunteered him for this, but anyways, he's here. Bloodstorm thinks he's volunteering. She's gonna be like, okay, try not to move. And then I imagine she's gonna kind of just like reach out her hand. I feel like one of her first instincts would be just to kind of like, I feel like she'd probably do the same thing. She'd kind of like raise her hand for a second and picture like the flow and the pulsing of the energon in her head.
Picturing it as like you're trying to follow it or mimic it or do something else with it.
I feel like at first she would want to kind of blend into the, like, get the feel for the flow, and then I feel like she'd try to maybe slow it down, like kind of slow the flow.
I want an 18 or higher.
18 or higher. This is fair. You do know my con.
Something that I do. You just described something that yep.
That yep. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Roll 1.
You what?
I was typing it out wrong.
Oh.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay. They go into cardiac arrest. That's when Spider Bite comes out to assist.
Spider Bite! I don't know what happened.
She just like, I imagine the entire time she's got like a data pad and she's like keeping track of everything that's being said and done. And the moment this poor bot drops, she also just drops the tablet and gets to work like with her own Viacon assistant. I was like bringing over, I would assume like a bag of supplies and trying to
bring a defibrillator.
Resuscitate, get the defibrillator.
Jumper cables.
Yeah, get the jumper cables. No. I was gonna say something, but I can't. And sort of just jump him.
Jump him. Got it. All right. Roll me.
Do I feel medical. Anything?
Yeah, their energon has stopped flowing.
I'm panicking.
You said medical?
Medical. 13 or higher, please.
Okay.
Imagine just being like, okay, I'm just gonna try and slow this down a little bit. Immediately just dies a little bit.
I'm such a good doctor. I got a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Did you do that?
Yes. They are properly restarted and they asked if they can be done now.
I think we're done for the day.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll buy you a drink later. I'm so sorry.
Perfect. With that, speaking of our medical professional, we're going to switch stories and focus on Spider Bite. After the defeat of Megatronus, you immediately stayed with the protoform radar's side until they were able to gain consciousness once again. From there, once you knew he was okay, you stayed with him a few days to help him get back on his feet, and something they haven't done for or been able to do for a while. Once Radar adopted an alt mode, once again, he joined up with Aqua, and more on that later. But for you, Spider Bite, you wanted to help bots. First, saving up for proper medical work, which hence the story from earlier. That was part of your medical training program. Then becoming a traveling medic, and every now and again experiments when the urge called for it. We will focus on one such interesting occasion. You've been called in for a medical emergency. A recent transport ship found a body in a cave beneath Helpful City on the moon of Cybertron, and they think they could be saved. They were able to bring the bot to the local hospital where you rushed to meet them. Before you, on a slab, is what is left. A bot in an oval-like shaped form, digital screen. They twitch and spasm, transforming into a small minicon with a screen as a face and a singular button on their chest and forearms. From the looks of them, they appear to just barely be alive, mostly non-responsive. What would you like to do?
Cry, first of all. Because I, as the player, I think I know who this is.
I think you do.
That's no idea. I guess first assess to see if there's any like major like punctures where energon is going to be like rushing out, and then establish how much energon is left in this little guy, if he needs a transfusion, all the sort of like that sort of basis stuff.
Okay. On your first look through, they are very low on energon. It looks like they haven't gotten energon in about a year or so. Through your second go through, there seems to be something wrong with their brain module, and you may need to do a further inspection to see what's going on.
I assume she's got either other medical bots staff who are nearby. So I think she's calling out to them first to say, this bot needs an energon transfusion stat. He's barely got anything left in him. And then make sure, I guess she's really curious if the brain module is damaged. Is it possible to get like, I guess an x-ray, or I guess maybe she would just have to do just like emergency surgery to see like what is going on with this little man, but he's so small.
Yeah, what would you like to do? Which of those two options?
Probably the x-ray. Best
The
not to
X-ray?
rush into it too fast.
Okay, so for an x-ray, we won't do a roll. We will do something else, however. Going through an x-ray and watching the process and getting the results back, it looks like the internal part of the brain module, something has been severed from the frontal mechanics, disconnecting it from the rest of the brain.
Would I know what that missing piece is responsible for?
Sure, you're a new medical professional, so this may be new, so this will be a low roll. So go ahead and roll me a medical check or medicine check, and let's do a 14, I feel like should be satisfactory.
I got a 17.
17. This bot has been lobotomized.
Oh, is there any way do I know of a way to fix a lobotomy?
I don't think you do. I don't think there's a way to do it. Usually once the mind has been severed, it starts going into survival mode, and if it's not being used, it's being loosed, if that makes sense. There may be a way to recover some data, but they will never be the same.
Well, I definitely... Bite wants to make sure they're getting that transfusion, that they're getting the proper levels of energy that they should. Definitely, if there's any way to engage sort of data recovery or like boot up a backup, I don't quite know how that works for bots. I'm not the medical professional, Bite is, but that would be the next steps.
Okay, let's go ahead and do one more roll to try initiate this process. I would like to see a 16 or higher.
I got a 5.
Okay.
And I don't have any
the
inspiration.
the mind is a very delicate thing. With every step that you're going through, their energon levels are getting more like balanced. They're not getting as low. However, every other part of the system from the brain module is starting to fail during the surgery. During your last twist, trying to connect some final bits, a single piece of data that seems to be running on loop reveals across their screen on their face archive data. Matrix data stream detected on Cybertron. Time stream compromised. His return is imminent before all other brain activity flatlines.
My Primus. I'm so sorry, little one. I tried all I could. She's gonna shut everything down, so it's not continuing to try to revitalize what can't be put back online, and also jot down what was going across his screen, because that seems really important.
Maybe, but not in today's episode. Switching to our boy Aqua. Aqua, you do almost the same as Spiderbite in the beginning, staying near and being by Radar's side until they were able to gain consciousness once again, and even sticking with Radar after they found their alt mode once again. You, unlike the others, don't trust Starscream or Megatron, and cleverly hid Shelley after the defeat of Megatronus. Moving forward a year, you've also grown a small distrust with your sister Bloodstorm, learning they've not only been working with the Decepticons, but are now leading their own team within that faction. Spiderbite, while wearing the badge, seems less attached to them, so you decided to give them a special communicator for if anything would arise, you can stay in contact. You and Radar decide the political climate on Cybertron was getting too heated, and even with an election, you could feel something more was about to come. Something that would divide Cybertron even further. Your choice was to leave the planet. We'll incorporate Radar in this as well in this scenario, since it sounds like the two of you are and will be spending a lot of time together. Setting the scene, you are at an interstellar spaceport within Iacon. You two, being very young still, do not have a lot of money together, but you are looking to get off the world by any means possible. The spaceport is packed with a variety of spaceships, some even being currently worked on. Some ships are mere cargo carriers, while others passengers, and some are even trying to recruit members to whatever deeds they may be up to. What is it you would like to try first?
Radar, I think we should just hide with the cargo.
Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet for sure.
We would like to find the nearest cargo hauler, I guess would be the name, and try to sneakily get on board and hide within the cargo.
Okay, I like this plan, everything about this plan. Let's see how it works out for you. So, heading towards the nearest cargo ship, you see that there is like a boss bot, and he's standing out front watching the cargo leave the ship and other cargo go on the ship. He's got optics on everything going in and out. Fortunate for you, on your walk over there seems to be like some sort of blue bot who looks like they turn into some sort of sports car. They have a wrench in hand and appear to have just finished working on the mechanical parts of this ship and refueling. They bump into one of your shoulders by accident.
Excuse me.
Pardon us, pal.
Please, you gotta watch where you're going. I'm doing some delicate work here.
Sorry, we are just on our way.
Just passing through, don't mind us. Did they drop anything, or?
They don't seem to have dropped anything, but they are very friendly, and compared to everyone else around here, more than willing to strike a conversation.
I don't think we want to start a conversation. We're trying to be sneaky, so let's just try and shuffle past this person.
Careful there. If you turn that bolt more to the left, it will cause a short circuit.
She looks you up and down. Are you saying you don't know what I'm doing?
I did not say that. I just mainly made an observation.
She's got like a big smile on her face. So what are you guys doing here?
Oh, well, we're just looking
We
to
are
take
trying to get out of Cybertron.
No.
I forgot. I've missed this part of my life.
I freaking love Aqua. I was just sabotaging everything.
For a second, I thought he was going to say something smart, so I was like, I'll just let him do his thing. But no, he immediately...
I want to leave.
It's the truth. We're leaving Cybertron. What else would he say?
Well, her glance, she gazes over at the boss who's scoping everything out like crazy. If you really want to get off, I might take a few steps back. And she takes her wrench and wrenches it down to where like a huge gust of steam starts pouring out from the pipe that she's working on.
I put my hands up. I did nothing. Don't
No,
hurt us.
I grab Aqua's arm. And I'd like to get on the ship using the steam.
Hey, Bo, come here. I need a hand.
God damn, I'd like
And
to
with
get on the ship.
the boss comes towards your direction with steam and fumes exploding everywhere, creating the perfect cover for Aqua and Radar to sneak aboard. You may both roll me a sneak with advantage, and I'm looking for an average pass of 15.
I have great news. It's gonna be. It has to be a good roll with my plus here.
14.
26.
Okay, doesn't matter what.
Oh, I
Aqua
forgot.
rolls
I
for
forgot
the
to do
second
my
one.
second advantage. I'm
I
sorry.
think the average of that is still 15 higher. So you sneak aboard the cargo ship, and you snuggle up real tight behind one of the large boxes to await your next great adventure. For those who don't know, our special guest here that was the blue bot that helped them is Spitfire. Thank you, Spitfire.
Thanks, Pitfire. Love you. Mwah.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Be you.
And that's it for Reforge. I want to first thank the players. Without all of you, none of this could be happening. I would also like to thank our special guests who joined us throughout the adventure, Jason Conopisos Alvarez, Frank Todaro, and Jason Marnoka. I also want a special round of applause and thanks to you, the audience. I also want to remind you we have a digital handbook out now on our Ko-Fi, and we wish you happy adventures. Thank you, players.
Thank
Thank you for DMing.
Thank you, DM.
Happy
Thank you,
adventures.
Doom.
As for what is next, we don't officially know yet, but we have something in the works for a few months from now. But until then, we will try not to leave you with nothing, so we will do our best to supply you with some epic fun and adventurous one-shots. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Till all are one.
Till all are
All
one.
are one.
Goodbye.